early voting. If you need an absentee ballot, your state's deadline might be sooner than you think.
Scream theme, how a bone-chilling business in Orem could be the key to helping a frightful economy.
And a taste of Taysom, whether or not he becomes the starting quarterback this Friday, get to know the standout Cougar.
I'm Sean Gordon.
And I'm Lauren Simpson. It's Thursday, September 27th, and in Utah, it's 12 o'clock.
From KBYU and the BYU Department of Communications. This is the award-winning 11 News at noon.
Republican Mia Love says her heritage is under attack and claims Democrat Jim Matheson is behind it all. A recent magazine article questioned the validity of her parents' immigration to the U.S. from Haiti, and Love blames Matheson for the controversy. He says he has nothing to do with it and wants Love to apologize. The two candidates will meet tonight as part of a 4-debate series that continues into next week.
Voting for president is more than just showing up at the polls. 11 News reporter Hannah Moritzen tells us about another deadline to watch out for, especially for out-of-state students.
Elections are more than a month away, but voting registration deadlines come as early as next week. And if you're a student from out of state wanting to vote with an absentee ballot, you should start that process soon. Voter registration deadlines come sooner for those who vote with an absentee ballot. Each state's deadline is different, but for Texas and Arizona, for instance, it's October 9th. That's just more than a week away. One former BYU student from Ohio learned this the hard way.
I want to make sure that I don't get caught in the time frame issues that I had last election. I didn't have anything on time last election, so I wasn't able to vote.
Students can choose to vote in Utah or their home state. Means more for their candidate.
I'm from North Carolina. I grew up in North Carolina. I plan on voting in North Carolina. That's my home.
Other students say they feel more invested in local politics and want to cast their vote in Utah.
For me, it's just a matter of where I'm living right now, but also because I'm a political science major, I've been following the races right here in Utah really closely.
To get a Utah absentee ballot, the Utah County Clerk Office says you'll need to provide a home address where you want the ballot to be sent and a signature. He says they're not just for students.
There are a lot of people that are living, in different states, like snowbirds that are down in Arizona for the winter, that type of thing. People that are off on missions.
If you want to fully register to vote in Utah, the deadline is October 22nd. Click on my story on 11news.byu.edu to find links to information about the deadlines if Utah isn't your home state. Sean?
Police arrested a Provo mother after neighbors found her 2 young children in a dumpster. Provo police booked Stefania Chavez into Utah County Jail on 2 counts of child abuse and neglect. Neighbors found the toddlers hungry and dirty in the apartment complex dumpster and called police when Chavez never answered her door. The children are now in the custody of Family Services.
2 Utah families of thousands of dollars. Prosecutors say Jack Phillips and James Elliott promised the families skyrocketing returns on investments, but the men spent all the money on personal expenses. Phillips and Elliott now face charges of security fraud and second-degree felonies.
School, work, a big to-do list. Most of us don't have time to get sick, but winter is on its way and many are worried about that first sneeze. 11 News reporter Sarah Clark tells us what we can do to prevent the flu.
That's it. I have a sibling back home who has an immune deficiency, and so in order to help keep her from getting sick, our whole family gets the flu shot every year.
Like Grates, many people get the flu shot every year, and for his family, it works.
She's never gotten sick when we've gotten the shot.
But other people don't like the side effects of it.
I don't like flu shots because in my personal experience, every time after I've had a flu shot, I've always gotten sick.
With this cloudy, cold weather right around the corner, pharmacies and health centers are already offering flu shots to people who want it.
This is a good time of the year to get your flu shot.
Needles like this may seem to enter the body really easily, but the vaccine actually takes 2 weeks to kick in and start preventing sickness.
Research shows that every year about 20,000 children under the age of 5 end up in the hospital from the flu. 100 of them die. That's why most doctors say everyone older than 6 months should get the shot. Still, some don't believe it works. But for those who have faith in the shot, the health center has a very student-friendly price.
Those who have student health insurance this year for the first time are able to get the influenza shot free of charge.
On the BYU campus, Sarah Clark, 11 News.
If you want to know where you can get a flu shot, Sarah has a link to the flu vaccine finder. Just click on her story on our website, 11news.byu.edu, to find out where you can go.
The decision is in. Trax will still let you ride a few routes for free. A proposal in June to stop the fareless rides in downtown Salt Lake didn't make it too far. Some people say the proposal was an attack on the poor and elderly. The only change now is that people will have to tell the driver when they get on that they're taking a fareless route, or pay up front if they're going farther. When 11 News at noon returns. Hair-raising haunts. This business doesn't scare accountants. See how these monsters could help bring money to Utah.
And mad monsoons. Indian villages are underwater, leaving people desperate for food and electricity. Stay with us. As Halloween approaches, more people will be in search of zombies, demented clowns, and vampires to get their blood bubbling. 11 News reporter Taylor Lansford shows us where people in Utah County can get their scream on and how those haunts are helping the community.
Don't be afraid!
With fall creeping in, haunted houses follow close behind, and they're scaring up the big bucks. The Castle of Chaos is extending its business into Utah County this season, opening its third and largest location in Orem.
When you're scared, it gives you a sense that you're alive, and you get that feeling of, that adrenaline just runs through your body.
The bone-chilling haunt is helping the Utah Valley community in a hair-raising way. The construction process creates new jobs, they hire local actors, and help fill in the empty buildings around the block.
And as businesses move out of those locations, they're either going to get cobwebs or they're going to get filled with something that's making money for the community and having some fun. That's what we do.
To bring in new business every year, haunted houses have to think of different themes. The Castle of Chaos is bringing a 3D dimension to their haunt called Carn-E-Vol.
Murray estimates 50,000 guests will line up for the new chilling themes this season. At $20 a ticket, Castle of Chaos will bring in roughly $1 million during the month they're open.
We hope to make enough to be back next year.
So if you're thirsting for a thrill, don't worry. The frightful economy doesn't seem to scare away the haunted houses. In Orem, Taylor Lansford, 11 News.
The National Haunted House Association says more than 2,000 haunts will open this season around the country, and 11 of those haunts are along the Wasatch Front.
The bloodiest day in Syria since the revolution began. Millions homeless in India after monsoon flooding, and a message in a bottle washes up in Australia. Here's your look at news from around the world. Attacks in Syria continue after the bloodiest day since the uprising began. More than 300 people died in heavy shelling and gunfire. Local opposition groups say the regime is escalating violence to crush the revolution, and many people can't get out. Neighboring countries are turning away hundreds of thousands of Syrian refugees because their facilities are already full. Monsoons have driven out millions in India. 6 feet of water flooded homes and farms, killing 18 people. The government set up a few hundred shelters and is sending rice and beans to eat, but locals say that isn't enough. Villagers are living on the side of the road and say they're struggling to find clean drinking water. And a message in a bottle washes up down. 4-year-old meant for the note to get to her aunt in an island off the UK. But 5 months later, she got a letter from Australia and realized that it had traveled thousands of miles off course. Now the sender and finder are floating a Facebook friendship until they can meet face to face. And that's your look at news from around the world. Sean?
Thanks, Lauren. Ariel, it's great weather right now. Fall's finally in the air. We've got a football game tomorrow. Are we going to be able to enjoy some good weather for that?
You know what? Our fall weather has turned out to be absolutely beautiful, so I think we can look forward to that weather for the football game tomorrow. Your 11 News weather when we return. And here we are in Provo today experiencing some beautiful weather. I'm not surprised. We've had beautiful weather throughout the week. But as you can see behind me, here's a picture of what it looks outside right now. We have some cloud coverage over the mountains, and it's quite sunny actually. But we're going to have a south wind around 6 miles per hour, but pretty calm. So looking at where we're currently standing in Provo, we're at about 55 degrees with a humidity of about 77, and like I said, a calm wind speed. Some nice temperatures and a calm wind speed. As we look at what we are going to be expecting tonight, we'll be standing at about 54 degrees. Mostly clear skies, sunset at about 7:16 p.m. So if you want to get out and make sure you see that sunset, get out around that time and you'll be able to see a beautiful sunset. And snow, we've been having some snow recently on those mountains in Alta and Snowbird and Mount Nebo. We saw some at the beginning of the week. But our average snow for seeing it in the season has been November 5th. Our earliest has been September 17th, and our latest has been December 25th. So we've already seen snow, and so that's exciting, and we'll hopefully continue to see that, but maybe not too soon, because we have some beautiful fall weather that I'm enjoying definitely. Some beautiful leaves and everything, some sun. Now taking a look at the bigger picture, we have that storm system that we saw at the beginning of the week that is now down here and it's exiting through actually eastern Utah. So eastern Utah will be seeing some storms probably and some showers, but that will be probably exiting the state this evening for eastern Utah. And meaning a more settled weather pattern for us this weekend, higher temperatures to look forward to for that football game on Friday. 5-day forecast for St. George. Excuse me, our highs for the state. We see Logan at about 75, Salt Lake 69, so upper 60s and middle 70s. St. George at 86, some beautiful weather down in Dixie. And then on the eastern side of the state, we have higher and lower 70s. Dixie 5-day forecast. We're going to have some sun, and we'll start Thursday 86 and 60 today, so 86 for high, 60 low, and then some pretty consistent temperatures throughout the rest of the week. We have sun consistently, so that's going to be fun for St. George and northern Utah weather, our 5-day forecast. We'll have, like I said, some sun, and we'll have a cloudy day on Saturday, but not too cloudy, mostly sunny, a few clouds. Kind of like today, we have a few clouds, but it's going to be sunny. We'll be 73, 55, and like I said, 70s, pretty consistent temperatures throughout the week. So some great weather to look forward to, and it's nice and cozy outside, breezy, perfect.
I'm just glad I'll be in the stands for the game tomorrow and did not want to get rained on, so I'm just glad we're not going to have that tomorrow.
We don't have any rain.
That early snow can just hold off till after our football is done.
Exactly.
We're all in good shape.
No, definitely. And speaking of that football, still got a quarterback controversy. Riley Nelson, Taysom Hill. Is this thing ever going to end?
I don't know. There's still a couple of questions up in the air for sure for that football game. Next on sports, Taysom takeover. Will the freshman phenom stand behind center versus Hawaii tomorrow? And ref revival. Why so many are surprisingly happy to see familiar faces back in the black and white stripes. I'll tell you all about it when we come back. 30 hours until kickoff against Hawaii, and still no word on who our quarterback is this week. 11 Sports reporter Danny Beckstrom is ready to introduce you to the guy who has gone from third string to possible starter.
Is it Taysom's turn? The quarterback standout from Pocatello is climbing the depth chart ranks this season and has officially secured his spot as QB2.
You know, Coach Dome and Max Hall and our offensive guys, Kelly Bills, have done a phenomenal job preparing me, getting me into the offense and getting me the reps that I need so I can be successful. So.
BYU's offensive coordinator Brandon Doman says Hill's success comes from more than just reps on the practice field.
The players love him because he tries so hard, be it in the weight room or off the field or whatever he's doing in the classroom. They respect him and they trust him.
BYU was originally the backup plan for our new backup quarterback, who committed to Stanford before serving an LDS mission in Sydney, Australia.
Until I found out that Stanford doesn't allow incoming freshmen to come in until June or August. So at that point I began to look and see what else was available. And before the mission I was really high on BYU, and ultimately it came down to BYU or Stanford. So I looked at that and BYU was still available to me.
But don't you worry, loyal Cougars. Hill has no regrets about his decision to call Provo home.
Yeah, I love BYU. I love the opportunity here, and I love playing football here.
On the practice field, Danny Beckstrom, 11 Sports.
Whether you're Team Riley or Team Taysom, you'll find out tomorrow night at 6 as the Cougars take on Hawaii at LaVell Edwards Stadium. The BYU football players are fit enough to throw a pass and take a hit, but what's going on in their heads during a big game? Not having the home field advantage took a toll on the Cougars at Ute Stadium. Sports psychologist Craig Manning says there's more to playing D1 sports than being in tip-top athletic shape.
We do so much physical, but I don't feel like we ever put enough emphasis on the mental side. Hence, I see so many people performing and think they can always do better if they just had some more mental training.
Manning is meeting with BYU athletes to help them improve their mental state during their games and competitions. He says the players need to stop overthinking and they will play better. A welcome sigh of relief late last night. The NFL and its locked-out refs have come to a collective bargaining agreement. The news comes on the heels of ever-increasing criticism of replacement refs from players, coaches, and even fans. The real refs will officially vote on the new agreement on Saturday, and to the jubilation of many, the refs will start work tonight as Cleveland squares off against Baltimore. Half the Lady Cougars tennis players will be smashing taters in Idaho, and the other half of the team will be serving under the sun in the Golden State. More than 600 miles will separate the halves this weekend. 11 Sports reporter Otavio Souza tells us more about it.
This is the first time in the team's history that they'll split up to play in two different tournaments. The Cougars fans from California and Idaho will have the chance to enjoy the team at the same time.
After a successful weekend playing the BYU Invitational, the Lady Cougars are going on the road to two different states. The players will represent BYU at the Boys Invitational in Idaho and at the Cal Invitational in Berkeley. Head coach Lauren John says it's a good opportunity for her players to get a lot of playing time against some of the top players in the country.
It's great for the girls to kind of see like the different level in the tennis game. I think it will be good for our girls to compete against it and kind of know the level that we want to get up to. So I think it's good for us to compete against the best.
Two seniors and a sophomore are going to Idaho, while the younger players will be at the bigger tournament in California playing Pac-12 schools.
They perform well at the Invitational, and they've been doing really well, and I want to challenge them.
Junior Desiree Tran says playing the Berkeley tournament always gives her more experience and gets her ready for the season.
Last year was my first time playing Berkeley tournament, so this year I know what to expect, the players and how they're going to play.
BYU will have a total of 5 tournaments this fall before regular season starts.
Once everyone comes back together, the team will go to Las Vegas in October to play their regional tournament. Back to you.
I'm still not sure how that works. How do you have one team in 2 different places and still win both tournaments? I don't get it.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that, being in 2 different states at the same time. Kind of interesting.
We'll look into it. Thanks, Clint. Still to come on 11 News at noon. Noble knighthood. These people don't kid around when it comes to chivalry. We'll be right back.
Is chivalry dead? 11 News reporter Alexis Flake shows us 200 knights in shining armor who are willing to prove that it still reigns in Utah.
It's not every day you see a king and queen dining at a local park. But today's not just any day. It's the Mastering Knighthood Annual Summit.
Chivalry is about living knightly virtues, and chivalry is not dead.
Mastering Knighthood brings youth, young adults, and even some toddlers together to a simpler time where traditional values and weapons reign.
Most trebuchets died off with the invention of gunpowder, but here they're still making an impact.
And in this Knight's Tale, that impact even makes its way to the battlefield.
Go in strong, hard, and you have to get as aggressive as possible if you're in there.
But this 2-day summit is meant to give boys more than just training in battle. It hopes to make them men.
Boys are needing a place in this world where they can feel strong and empowered. It's a service-oriented feeling here.
After the feast, the knights and ladies will put away their armor and crowns until next year and join us back in the 21st century. For now, in South Jordan, Alexis Flake, 11 News.
That's 11 News at noon for Thursday, September 27th.
You can join us anytime on our website, 11news.byu.edu.
Thanks for watching. Have a great afternoon.
Programming on 11 is made possible by viewers.